Hello everybody, Max here. Um, Welcome to FRL Season 7, Round 13, here at Bonn Street Circuit, Bonn World Conference Center Street Circuit. Ooh, hold on a moment, technical difficulties. Qualifying is just about to start. Sorry about that, my game suddenly crashed without warning. Um, anyways. As you can see, we got all the drivers heading out, getting ready for their first qualifying laps.
I haven't said a word. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, alright. So,
I don't really speak during qualifying. Maybe but if you want me
well,
to,
here's
I'll
the
speak.
thing. I've been awake for over 17 hours. I'm tired as hell.
Yeah. Then I'll let you, maybe I'll let you just want me to just commentate because I got you.
No, I'll try, but yeah.
I'll do
Um,
most of it then if you want.
yeah.
Alrighty. So Bond, a new street track. Well, since I've been in the booth, actually quite a long time, and again, I think Max already said it. Welcome to Bond. This is a new circuit this season in Germany, and it's really nice. It's a really nice track here at Bonn, and this is the first time the drivers could actually, you know, the race on it. It's a really, really nice track.
It is a nice track. I was involved with the creation of this track. As we're looking at Mark Anthony now, who had purple first sector, but that's since been taken by Dust. Um, yeah, Mark falling right behind Young right now. Oh, and he hits the wall. There's a lot of walls on this track, and the CCs, there's not very many corner cuts on this track. It's really just straight to the wall. And so we're definitely going to see a lot of drivers bouncing off the walls this race, and especially during quali when they're pushing really hard. Because, like, at each millimeter you go, just a little bit of extra time you're going to be able to save.
That me personally like that. 127. Okay, I got an idea of what we're setting here. Another mine's been beaten by another mine. Geo goes 126.7.
Things got out
Myself,
of hand real quickly, didn't they?
you bet. And another
It's kind of
mine, light.
interesting seeing Mark Anthony be a full 5 tenths down. Usually he's right at the top right at the top from the get-go, but
Good old Mark Anthony, they say. I should not be on him. Um, meanwhile, let's take a look. Wow. I'm looking at the leaderboard right now, or the position board, and that's a nice little corner there. I didn't know we go under building. There are really what's all on track right now is green, yellow, and red. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong there if you look at the track map.
yeah, there's a colors are definitely following a trend here. Anyways, I'm on board with Mannington currently as he goes to finish his first flying lap. Not the best lap. We saw a few corner cuts, but we'll see where he ends up. And I think he'll probably have a chance of beating Young across the line. But no, he doesn't. 16 Rise appears to be stuck in the wall on pit exit.
Huh. Oh boy, that will be. Oh, yeah, free cam. I didn't know that. That'll be something to be in to look at. Yeah, he's just in the wall right now. So
I do believe TJ is just about to finish their first flying lap, heading to the line. TJ's been having a pretty good season after he got forcibly moved up from Division 2 West, and he goes to P2. Very good first lap from TJ. Doesn't look like there's too many other people in flying lap. Of course, Man Piffino with purple middle sector. Absolutely flying through the third sector right now. He's got those lines down as it is. Really hooking together a lap. I wouldn't be surprised if this is pole right here. This is a really good lap. I think he might have brushed up against the wall there. And he only goes P2. Andy currently with a purple first sector. Going through sector 2 currently. Have to keep an eye on that. But I do believe Play Games is about to cross the line. Set their first flying time. But nope, they abort, heading to the pits. And they run in. They appear to run into the cone, which apparently was not set to non-collidable. But Andy, getting close to the end of Sector 2 now, with that purple first sector. Will he be continuing that trend onto the second sector? Goes green in Sector 2, but he hasn't had a set of time yet, so there's no way of knowing how good that actually is. Looking up the corners together through Sector 3. Sector 3 is a very tight sector, a lot of corners. Oh, Andy goes a little bit wide, hits the wall. It's going to cost him time. And he aborts into the pit lane. And does the exact same thing that we just saw. Who was that? I think it was Play Games do? T-shirt going through Sector 3 currently. I got one red sector, but second sector is green. Could be improving. Heading to the line, how is it? He does not improve. Mannington now looking to be possibly the next one across the line. Less man 15 is ahead of him. No, just behind. So Mannington looking to improve from P9. Heading to the line now. Where will he finish? Goes up to P6. Man 15 of purple middle sector coming to the line. Willing to take a pole? Yes, he will. Young will be the next to cross the line. Will he improve up from P8? He does, but only up to P7. Destizel crosses the line, does not improve. Mark Anthony, green first sector, about to finish sector 2, green as well, in P5 currently. Right on board. You can see how unsettled the car gets going down that hill there. Now Mark getting a good exit, taking it out to the wall, and now it's flat all the way to the line. Coming to the line now, will he take it up? And he takes it up and puts it P2 onto the front row. It's much more like what we're used to seeing with Mark. Just a minute and a half of qualifying left now. We're about to see drivers starting their final quali laps. If you aren't out on the track right now, you are not going to be getting another quali lap in. We see it's code Bacon's now starting his final quali lap, down in P9 currently. Holding onto the car through turn 4. Up to turn 5 now. Gets his braking point right, takes it to the wall, but not into the wall. Good sector 1 from Bacon's. Hits green for him. Once again, a very good line through the sling. Carries a lot of speed through there. Previously, we saw TJ take pole position as now qualifying comes to a close. And Bacon's corner cuts and resets. And Pifkin's in that final sector right now. Oh, and he corner cuts, so he will not be able to challenge for pole. Mannington, the other Max GP driver, looking to improve 2 green sectors. Will he be able to catch up with his teammate who currently sits on provisional pole? Only to P5, but still an improvement. Young now on a lap. Coming to the line, will he improve from P7? He's the second down from TJ currently. Does not improve. Next to lacrosse will be Dust Dizzle. Also does not improve. Next up, 16 Rise, and then we'll be looking rearwards towards Play Games, Endy, and Light Murillo. Endy will be next across the line. Looking up that sector nicely. He has not set a time yet. Coming up to the line, will he be able to take pole away from TJ? He does not. Play Games next up. Will he? No. Poor lap from Play Games. 7 seconds off pole, and that is a pole position for TJ. Ten seconds until the race will be starting.
Alrighty. The bad lights are
Red
on.
lights. And it's lights out and away we go.
Seems like the leaderboard is messed up already. Oh no, there he goes. Now it's all fixed.
It tends to be like that at the start.
And now we are
TJ holds the lead off the start. Endy right behind him.
First race here at Bonn. First race out of 1 out of 2 here, as we will have D2 later this upcoming day. And the fight for the championship is on again at Bonn. Andy and Turkboy are kind of already starting to slip away from Man Piffin and Mark Anthony. And now Turkboy is trying to hang on for Andy right now. And Andy gets the better run out of that corner, and he is back up into the lead. Andy is on the mission.
Andy, of course, fighting to retain his championship lead.
And yeah, Andy has the championship lead. Well, I know the points are different right now, but he has the difference right now by about 17 tie. And that Piffin is still around 28, so, or not even that, he's 38 away. There's how many rounds again?
This is the second to last round. This is the penultimate round.
Oh boy, oh boy. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Play Games manages to set fastest lap on the first lap, but we'll see who can get it for lap 2. That tends to be the one that sticks for a while. TJ and Andy just kind of pulling away from the rest of the field currently. Bonn isn't really a slipstream track, but those the pit straight and the straight in between turns 4 and 5 can still provide a lot of slipstream. Of course, now, as I say that, TJ makes a minor mistake, starts to fall back from Andy. It looks like Andy could run away with this. If Andy wins this race, I think he may win the title.
I think, yeah, this would Andy would finally win his first title. Is that right?
I don't think it's his first.
Oh no, yeah, I think you're right. However, he has bottled a ton in his time.
He has bottled more than one title. You are correct.
Yeah, that I know. That I've been around for. So now into the very Long Beach style corner. Now back onto the second part of the straight. Yeah, it's kind of too many straights, and then there's a little chicane, and then they're off. So they go into turn 4. Turk is
I don't
already
know if
hit
I'd
the
call
wall.
them many straights. They're quite long straights in and of themselves. It's just that they got the chicane right in between them, just to break it up, so that it's not a hyper long straight.
Oh, and he made a mistake.
Oh, massive mistake from Andy, and he loses a
Oh
ton of
wow,
time.
I was like, that's like a
That's at least a full second. And of course, at the same time, TJ setting a purple first sector. TJ
yeah,
possibly trying to push forward, try to take fastest lap away from Andy.
yeah. But Andy is now. Oh, the thing is that Andy has no championship contenders near right now. Man Piffing and oh no, maybe it's Mark Anthony, right? I think I'm wrong. Let me do a little. Yeah. Oh no, it is Mark Anthony. Sorry, Mark Anthony is the closest. Yeah, Mark Anthony needs to get a move on here.
Definitely. And also, Man Pifton, if he wants to try to go for another title. They both really need to get a move on, catch up to Engie.
Oh yeah, right. W.
Of course, with Engie's mistake, Mark has been brought into the slipstream of Engie now that we're on the 2 long straights. That could help out Engie. Of course, I also want to call out Miannington, who's made his way up to P4. That I do believe that brings Max GP to nearly having 2 drivers in podium positions. And Miannington's pushing, and he looks like he's gaining on Mark Anthony. Max GP is, of course, a team that some have considered to be cursed for quite some time, after losing several maiden race wins to unfortunate circumstances. But now Miannington fights past Mark Anthony and is chasing down Endy. This is a tire battle though. Miannington on the softs with
And he hit
Endy.
the wall again, and he's lost a ton of time to Miannington. And now Myington is now running there. Sorry, kind of blurted out there. That's my apology. And now Myington is out on the rear end of Andy. Yeah, Andy is starting to struggle here, and he's on the medium tire. So, and yeah, and Myington's on soft. Okay, never mind. Andy is most likely going to keep this unless the softs like somehow.
I'd say that Mannington right now is in a good spot. He has a lot of drivers around him, not just in
Yeah, that
front of
is.
him, but around him.
Oh,
Oh, TJ,
oh,
TJ
Kurtz!
corner cuts.
Oh
TJ
my
massive corner cut,
gosh!
and Mannington takes the lead. The Max GP drivers have just switched spots. Of course, as I say that, Mark Anthony gets around TJ.
I just want to say something. That was a big CC.
That was a big
That was like
CC.
a good 3 seconds at most.
That was a lot.
Oh, and that pit beam CC'd as well into the tunnel.
And of course, at the same time, I believe we saw TJ hit the wall, lose some time there.
Oh.
But yeah, what I was saying about Mannington, with him being around all those people, he might be able to benefit from the slipstream. Because he's on the softs, obviously, which right now are faster, but they will die off before the mediums do. So he might have the chance to use the slipstream to maybe extend his stint a bit, maybe fall in to similar strategies what the current medium runners are doing already.
Yeah, well, the thing about this is, I haven't been commentating in a while. I had a kind of a hiatus because, I have other things going on in life. So I think it's the first time I've been, it's not more off topic station, but I kind of was thinking about it as watching this battle. I don't think I've commentated since summer. So
I don't think I have either.
yeah, so I know.
So apologies for bad commentary this race. We're both out of practice.
Yeah, I'd say that. This guy is somehow on willpower, and I'm only got 5 hours of sleep. But we're here to make your day as more enjoyable this race as we can. As into the tunnel we go, and Myington is still on the rear end of Andy, and I love that corner. Oh
I
my
believe
gosh!
TJ may have made another mistake. He fell even further back.
Oh boy, this race is coming. Fun man piffing now. So, and Myington makes a mistake in the chicane, and Eddie has now a 5/10 lead, or now 7/10 lead. So, at least Mark Anthony is still there. Trying to keep up with Andy at least. So, all to play for now. Okay.
We're currently riding on board from Mannington as he heads up to the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. A very tight sector, Sector 3 is. As we see him make a slight correction, he turned in just a bit too early. Sector 3 is really just corner after corner after corner until you get to that, reach the final corner right here, and then it's just pedal to the metal all the way to the start-finish line. Oh, Mannington into the pits. Will any other soft runners join him? Young does not pit.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have not seen this pit lane yet, and I just realized this is a really weird pit lane. It's on the other side, and the drivers can't see can't see the other drivers on the track. Yep. That is actually a really cool pit lane. Wow.
Yes, it is a very nice pit lane. Fun fact about that pit lane. While it was in the process of being designed, it was realized that the pit lane, as it was made, would not have been able to work with the way the code was written.
Oh, there you go.
And so we had to adjust the code specifically for this track, and I think it's worth it because the pit lane here is quite epic. Anyways, Mannington out of the pits, just behind 16 Rise, which is really fortunate for Mannington because that gives him the chance to get slipstream.
We have our first retirement. Swanks. I don't know how to say this guy's
Hazard.
name. Hazard. Oh, actually, yeah, it is. Hazard's retired. It is mostly just nothing more unitized. He just retired on his own. Looks like he's just upset with the setup. So very sad to see. And he is out of the race. And we continue on. Envy. He's a 1.3 second lead now. And this is the first time I have not seen slipstream racing, as pretty much a lot of the tracks we race on have turned into you got to really just stick in the slipstream. This is actually the first time in a while that I've seen non-slipstream racing, and it's really nice.
It is nice. I think Bond right here is showing its capability to be able to kind of break out from the rest of the tracks. There's a lot of slipstream tracks in FRL where pretty much the entirety of the like where you spend pretty much the entirety of the race yo-yoing in and out of the slipstream of the drivers around you as you get slipstream, bolt ahead of them, then they get slipstream of you and bolt ahead of you, etc., and you get this cycle. But here at Bond, we're not seeing that. And Bond has some very long straights, so it's nice to see a bit of variance in the FRL racing right now.
All three title contenders are in the top three: Mark Anthony, Andy, and Manpiving. So yeah, Mark is the closest right now to Andy.
Fun
So
fact, they're in that order, and they are in that order in the
that order in
standings
the
as well.
standings. Yes, I just
Wait,
realized
the
that.
top 5 in this race are in the same order as they are in the standings, so we are looking at no change in the top 5 if things finish as they are.
Keep in mind, Andy has that huge point lead.
Oh, TJ also went into the pits, I believe. Yes, onto soft tires.
No, it would make this title contending a little bit more interesting if Andy didn't win this race.
It would, but here we see Andy. His league is only getting larger as we now see it over 2 seconds and increasing.
As long as nothing happens, we go down and see it. We see Idea, the awesome Idea store.
Limerillo, Young, and Bacon's all into the pits.
Fresh 4 tires for them to get back underway here. Kind of continue on. I know this sounds like more of a podcast instead of actual commentating, which is I actually quite enjoy. But we're in the middle of kind of starting to do pit cycles, so there's not too much to talk about right now. But I was going to go kind of quickly back to that slipstream topic. There's quite after season 4, I think. There is a few slipstream tracks, but after season 4, the slipstream racing kind of really kicked off, I think. And I think you can kind of maybe back me on that.
Yes, I do think that in Season 5, and especially in Season 6, there was a lot of slipstream racing.
And, and I think the league owners and directors have noticed that, and they are working, I believe, to try to come up with a solution to kind of fix that. Other than Season 4, I believe, was one of the best seasons in FRL history. I do believe it was. Yes. So, I think there was like 4 championship battles or 3.
There were a number of championship battles, some more close than others. TJ with a purple and green sector, could he be trying to steal fastest lap from Andy? And he does.
He does.
With a lap that's still, what is that, 7/10 slower than his qualifying lap?
Yeah.
So there's definitely still pace in TJ if he looks for it, but I don't think he will now. As he focuses on that long game, that consistency. Pushing like that, like he would in a quali, isn't always good in the race because you'll often find you can find yourself making much worse mistakes if you stop playing it a little bit safe.
You're on 10 laps old soft. That's crazy. That's a good lap time for that.
No, he pit.
Oh, no, the mind. I take that back.
Anyways,
oh my goodness! I'm sorry to interrupt. Young has flipped.
Young has flipped?
Young has flipped, and I caught the end of it because he was in midair. So
did he flip on the curbs?
We must have, because he's saying what in chat right now. I'd like to see if we got an onboard of that. I don't think he.
No, I don't think he records, and I was looking away, but we'll definitely have to look into it.
Someone else killed the wall.
Might have been Light Morello. I think I saw just behind him.
Yeah, no, it was 16 Rise. He also slammed into the wall. No, yeah, apparently we're being told that Dud needs to get in here. I don't know why. Yeah, meanwhile, Andy with a 5, almost a 6-second lead right now. And now
there's some people
Mark
talking
Anthony.
about a possibility of a restart due to the flipping. However, nobody is stuck, so I'm not sure what the precedent
I
is
don't know.
there.
Oh, I am. Is there an official here other than me? Oh, Andy. Yeah, right.
I think Dud is also in the server currently.
Oh, yeah, he is. Okay, so there's like 4 officials here. Yeah, interesting to kind of see that happen. I make sure I try to get everyone talked about in here. I think we talked about Turkboy. We talked about Millington a bit today. We talked about Mark Anthony and Man Pipping a bit right now as they're trying to catch up to Andy, and then Andy is just Andy. He's kind of dominating right now. But I think people haven't talked about is Play Games. And no, Play Games right now is in a nice sixth position. He's trying to track down, I believe, his teammate. Yeah, he is for sixth place right now. So the two teammates are, battling right now, or I wouldn't say battling, but they're in their own race right now, and right behind them. And actually, I'm actually going to be completely honest. Lights and Play Games are kind of in their own little zone. They're in no man's land.
I'm noticing something right now. So,
But
Mannington, who was the first driver to pit, is now catching up to the back end of Mark Anthony and Man Piffling, the drivers he was near when he pit. The
this
undercut
is.
is powerful here
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't be
because Mark
surprised you're on
Anthony
there.
and Mark Anthony and Man Piffling, they have not pit, and here's Mannington right on the back of them. So we're noticing that the undercut is super powerful here.
Yeah, I want to. I won't say too much because I am unofficial, but I didn't really see Young was in the air. I didn't see him if
He
he flipped
definitely
or
lost
not.
a lot of time, but
Oh yeah, he lost a ton of
one
time.
thing I'd say that it's one thing to lose some time. You can make up time. It was 5 seconds, which is of course incredibly annoying, but he's still in the fight. I don't know if this qualifies for a full restart.
It was like 2 laps ago.
Young check, Dud check about 5 minutes ago, I think, or when would that have been?
It got it.
No, check about 3 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah, they're saying yeah. Oh yeah, it was lap 10. Sorry, it was lap 10. Anyway, continue on. Man Piffy and Mark Anthony having no battle. And someone I haven't talked about a lot. Bacon.
Man has gone around Mark Anthony now.
Oh,
Andy and Man 15 both into the pits. And
that's
TJ now
worse.
also on the back of Mark Anthony, who's really losing out here. Because of course TJ and Mannington are definitely going to have to pit themselves, but Mark hasn't pit. He's going to have to pit too. It's very likely that all of them have one stop left. But Mannington and TJ, they have fresher tires than Mark Anthony currently. They're going to be faster. They're going to keep pulling the gap. Every lap Mark Anthony doesn't pit worsens his chances.
I just want to ask: is there a rule that if someone flips, it's a restart?
There is there is a rule in regards to that. Let me see if I can find it.
Yes. Curious on that.
There is a rule, so I can see if I can find the wording of it.
Young apparently said he flipped again.
No, I think he's just reiterating that he did flip.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you're on your own, mate.
Okay. Okay. A race may be restarted if one or more drivers are unable to enter their grid slot after qualifying due to an in-game glitch. A race may also be restarted if more than 25% of the grid loses connection due to unforeseen circumstances within the first 5 laps of the session. So there's nothing there. I do know they put a special statement out. Alright, due to the close nature of the walls around Bond, please be aware that the cars are prone to flipping. Because of this, the officials will be monitoring if anyone has this issue. In the case a driver does flip, the race will be restarted and we will proceed with a manual restart. Starting positions will be taken from the lap prior to the incident, a red flag in essence. One full lap of racing must be achieved, and any attempt of abusing this will be investigated. The active official managing the race will inform all drivers if this does occur. So what we would be seeing would be basically a red flag, roll back to lap 10. Of course, at this point, we're several laps beyond that. Ooh, Mark Anthony did pit, and he lost a lot of time to Endy, who, by the way, Endy already made up all, time to Mannington. That's an insane amount of time to make up, especially when you look at how much further back Man 15 is currently. But TJ still leads, but Endy now within a second of him already on fresh soft tires.
There are looking, the FRL stewards and officials aren't actually chatting about this as right now. I think we might get a restart here, fellas.
We might. I
I
don't know.
think we are.
It's up in the air currently. We'll see. We'll definitely keep the viewers updated on whether or not there's a restart. We got some people calling for a restart, some people not. There's a few different arguments about one driver gets mad or the whole grid gets mad. At this point, I'd say it's been 5 laps since the incident. Doing that, I think, would cause more harm than good. As much as I hate to say it, I feel bad for Young. I really do feel for Young, but I don't know that we can restart it after 5 laps after the incident. It should have been called earlier.
It looks like it's not gonna be. Oh, Young flipped. That time I caught it.
Did he do it again?
That's it. Not Young flipped as I caught it. There will be a restart, ladies and
Yep, I do
gentlemen.
believe there's going to be a restart. I do believe there's going to be a restart.
Yeah. So
Lap.
lap 15 will be a
They
60.
flipped on purpose. Flipped on purpose.
They flipped
I
on
saw
purpose?
them do it. They ran into the wall on purpose.
This is Karsten that's
Ban
speaking.
them.
Karsten says it was on purpose.
I saw him just drive into the wall on purpose and flip. Bro, can't be serious. Don't
Oh,
restart.
okay, and
They
we are
have
restarting. There will
restarted
be
the
a
race.
manual restart.
Boo! Yeah, but this will be fucked because then some people have pitted and some people have not pitted.
Hey, language. Please don't come on the stream and then swear. Thank you.
We'd like
No,
to
thanks.
keep it at least mostly family friendly if possible. So now we're going to see
Okay,
a
don't
manual
spawn in.
restart. Oh, don't spawn in, 5-minute break.
Oh, interesting.
I guess we'll see what's going on.
Well,
What's interesting is at this point we're at 15 laps, and of course all drivers have been on different tires. Do you think we might see anybody try to go for hard tires and make it all the way to the end? Especially after what we just saw with how much time you can regain from the pits.
you know what fucking sucks? I caught it right at the end again. But that time I saw him fully flip.
We got 1-2! Max GP got a 1-2! It's on stream! It's on stream! I'm stuck in this menu. I can't get out. This is what happens when you enter free cam mode. Okay. I'm just gonna have to, some minor technical difficulties. Just gonna have to rejoin the server real quick. Alright, so right now, we can see it. I believe we're just seeing a bunch of people just chilling, doing whatever. As the officials are conferring. I'd say that there's a decent probability we'll see a penalty get put out here if Young did in fact uh, uh, flip on purpose, but we'll have to see what happens. So bear with us as we get over these small technical difficulties, work on the restart. Believe now we see drivers currently lining up. I do believe that things are just about ready to get back underway. We see all the drivers lined up. I believe all the drivers are currently lined up now properly on the grid. What's interesting here is looking at the tires. Of course, since this has been reduced to 15 laps, we can now see that everybody's allowed to switch what tires they're on, I do believe. So this is just like a red flag would be in F1. All the cars, new tires, whatnot. So it looks like now we will be having dust. We have dud now, counting down. 3, 2, 1. Any time now? Go. And here we are going with the race restart.
The game's got a great start off the line already again, Andy. And we're at a different time now in the day. I just realized we're not at the correct time that we started this race. We're like more in the evening now. Andy goes into turn 3.
Time is randomized for non-night races a little bit, so it's not too surprising.
5-hour delay in game.
What this has done is this might actually work out really well for people like Mark Anthony, or or man 15. They had that huge gap to Andy ahead. Now they have a chance to try to make that gap back up. Of course, this has also worked to a treat for Play Games and Light Murillo, who now basically gained a free pit stop. Ooh, T-jerk hits the wall, nearly goes sideways a little bit, but does not quite flip, but still loses a lot of time from lost acceleration. But he's still right there. He's only lost a few tenths, maybe. Maybe a full second at the most. But he's still right there, and he's still well within slipstream of Mannington right ahead of him. Andy, of course, pushing forward, looking like he's already trying to break the slipstream, made a 5/10 gap on that first lap. But Light Murillo is faster on that first lap. Mark Anthony, purple in the first sector.
I will have to go here soon, Mac.
Alright.
I expect a red flag. Yeah, Andy's gone again. Not surprisingly. Andy is took enough.
Nope,
It is
right
nice.
off into the distance. Let's ride on board. I'm going to ride on board with Mark Anthony here, as we can see him fighting with the two Max GP drivers. Oh, and he hits the wall right where TJ did just a lap ago. And that allows Gio to come up with time, for TJ also hitting the wall again, I believe, losing a bit of time. Gio manages to capitalize on both their mistakes, and even passes man 15 ahead. Have to see if another fastest lap, like Murillo, who already has fast lap with 2 green sectors, comes to the line. Will he set a new fastest lap? No, he will not, but Andy will with a killer first sector. But Gio sets the fastest lap behind him. Again, if we finish the race as is, I do believe Andy will win the championship.
What? Someone was mentioning something. Mark Anthony needs P3 most to have a chance. And right now, Mark Anthony is 8th. So Andy would be champion.
Yeah. If Andy wins this race, and it looks like he has to, Mark has to get P2. If he doesn't, he doesn't have a chance. And assuming Andy wins, there's no way man 15 can win the championship. I'll be back in just a moment.
No problemo. Now with the chilled podcast of the Missing Link 13, Andy has he actually made a mistake because or something happened, and Light is now on the back end of him right now as Andy slowly makes his words way back in front. I wouldn't say that Andy is totally out of this. Not 100% on the list yet. It's still to get through. Mark Anthony right now needs to get a move on, as he only has 11 laps to go here.
Yeah. That red flag was everything Mark Anthony needed. He gave him a chance to close that gap, but the gap's just grown right back again. Oh, somebody's stuck in the air. Light Murillo's stuck in the air. And that could be another restart right there.
Well, we are. Oh, shoot. I got rid of my chat. How do I open my chat again?
You click the show chat button.
Oh, how do I open it again?
Hit, hold on, are you in the wrong UI mode? Hit H.
Oh, there we go. Huh.
So we could see another restart here. Once again, Mark Anthony just being given another opportunity to try to close that gap.
Could be another.
But Light Murillo has the brilliant idea.
Restart. Oh.
Light Murillo has the brilliant idea of everybody just stopping on track while he regains his lost position. That's actually a smart idea if people follow it. I don't see anybody stopping though. We still have nothing from Dud, who I think Dud's discussing another restart. Yes. Looks like it's another race restart. Looks like he's gathering the positions from
Oh boy. Well, looks like the track maintenance team, and it has been restarted.
It's been restarted once again.
Yes. So
what great fun.
I don't know what track or corner that the track team will have to look at that corner before, I'm assuming, the D2 race, because that is becoming an issue.
Yes, the issue with that corner is since I'm in since I am in free cam once the intermission.
All right, so
if we go ahead and have a look at that corner, the issue with this corner isn't anything individual, it's just that it's a fast corner with a close wall. And the FRL car, due to the way it is designed, when it comes into contact with close walls, it has a tendency to sometimes just climb them. And there's not much that can be done about that from a track maker's perspective. So we'll have to see if anything is done about that. I do not know if this is a restart right here or if we're still waiting on anything. I do believe. I do believe there will be some discussion after the race about this. I think we have all the drivers spawned in currently, as we see them all move to where they know they were at. I don't know what Young is doing. He definitely wasn't that high up in the grid.
Matt.
So
I think that's
we're looking over the replay right now. Based on what can be seen, I do believe Andy will be starting from the top. Whoop. Did not know that would be audible. Show tire selections. Alright, here you go. You see a lot of people going on to the mediums now. Pretty much everyone.
all right. Mac, I leave you with the chaos.
Alright. Have a good
Good
day,
night.
Link.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Goodbye.
This is a true Max GP Masterclass is what this is. Hello, Karsten.
Hello, Mac. I have decided that we will make a fix for these flips. If you flip in the D2 races, if you flip on the sausage curve on the chicane, you might get a restart. But if you flip on the walls, it's gonna be a skill issue.
I gotta say, I kinda agree with you there. I think that it's unfortunate. I feel like you're losing more time than you probably should, but at the same time, you did make a mistake. And
Because
FRL is not shy of harsh punishments. Just look at the outside of Lukov turn 1. Those are some harsh punishments there. Granted, not as harsh as what Light Murillo had there.
the crash reminded me of Charles Leclerc in Baku, just ramming it into the wall. That's what it looks like. You should not.
I have
Because it's
not
just
seen the
your
replay.
mistake.
I have not seen
It's
the
just your
replay.
mistake if you just crash into the wall. Like, it's a difficult corner, but in my opinion, it's one of the best corners on the track.
I think it's a very. I think that the corner it happened at is a very nice corner. Very difficult corner. I do like that corner.
The only fix I could see is just moving that inside wall further away.
It looks like we're. It looks like due to. So this session has gone on for an hour at this point. At this point, I do believe this is the longest FRL. This is going to be one of, if not the longest FRL race in history. Not a great start for Bond. Such a great track, which I do enjoy quite a bit. Not a great start for the first race here, but it looks like there might be a short break with the drivers just sitting in here. So
might have to just change the layout of the track a bit, no? If it's such a disaster,
yes.
because on the sector 3 I have the downhill next to the Envision building.
Yes.
Which leads into the double right-hander, which is.
Oh, they're going. They're going.
They are going.
And that was the weirdest getaway I've ever seen. I didn't even notice them counting it down.
What the?
But here we're going. Play games with a bad start. Oh, and Max GP gets back into the double podium as now Mianix and TJ fight and overtake Endy, but Endy brings it back through turn 5. Heading into the parking garage now, Endy's still ahead of the two Max GP drivers, but the Max GP drivers are looking at a double podium, so now TJ takes the lead momentarily before Endy takes it right back. Heading into the sling now, TJ still right with Endy, really reminiscent of the original race start as TJ makes a little mistake going over sausage curbs, loses some time, but not too much, he's still right there. Mianington falls back though, apparently didn't carry enough speed, but he makes it back up through the corners just a little bit. When you see Mark Anthony and Code Bacon both decided to start on soft tires, Dust Dizzle decided to start on hards, trying to make it all the way. Light Murillo, who's on mediums of purple first sector. But it doesn't look like he's going to be doing too good because he likely made another mistake.
Jump start. Golden Fish benefited quite a bit from the restart, but Andy's really carrying the group and maybe can.
Holy cow, we got a 4 wide, almost 5 wide coming across the line between the two Envision drivers, Mannington, Man15, and Play Games, who's now dropped back a little bit, all just behind TJ, who is of course himself just behind Andy. Code Bacon's on those soft tires. Are those tires going to be able to last all the way to the end? Is he going to be able to make it? Because right now, I'd say that gamble is paying off as it is right now. They've made both him and Mark have made up a ton of positions.
My biggest question is why is Dust Dizzle on the hard compound of tires and
yes.
on the mediums?
Bond is such a there's a lot of turns in Bond. You know, it's got quite a few corners, quite a few tight corners. So being on the hard tires, huge disadvantage.
There's such a big gap already between Dust and according to the rest of the drivers, it's pretty obvious that you shouldn't have gone for the hards, even though it's such a difficult track on the tires. But
yeah. There's a lot of tire advantage here at Bond, and you can see that with how much faster Code Bacon's is. I mean, he has not been near the front the entire race, but here he is on the softs, and he is putting it up there with his pace is at least on par with Endy for a driver who's kind of been further down the order the whole time. Of course, that likely won't last as the softs will wear out. Looking a little bit further back, we've of course got a bit of a team fight right now between, I don't remember the name of that team. I feel really bad about this. Between Skill Issue, H71 Mogus Racing, and Max GP. Kind of a bit of a team fight right there as we have Man15 and Mannington fighting it out, and TJ and Endy fighting it out for the lead. Of course,
Mark's making his way back up after. Oh, Chirk hit the wall, and Play Games as well. Both of them lost immense amounts of time. They've lost connection from the first group and are now in the middle pack. Chirk and Play Games all the way in the last group, at the end of it.
Oh, TJ, massive mistake, falling all the way down to P7. He was fighting for the lead. Now he's down in P7. This final stint here may very well turn into a war of attrition. It's very easy to make a mistake around Bond. Such a difficult track. I'm gonna ride on board with Bacon's right now as he tries to chase down Endy. I think his tires are already giving way though, just 4 laps in, those tires look like they're already giving way. So now we switch over to Mark Anthony, who's just a little bit ahead of Bacon's. Of course, as I say that, Bacon's takes position back through the sling.
I don't understand what their goal is. Oh, as Mianton corner cut it on the chicane.
Oh, he lost so much time there.
But what I was gonna say is, Mark Anthony and Bacon's, are they gonna hold out these 11 laps, or are they gonna go pit for softs again? Because
we did see Mannington and T-Trick, who both pit very early. We did see them come back and catch up to, in just a few laps, catch up to drivers who are on worn tires. So we could see Mark Anthony and Bacon's possibly attempt to go onto another pair of softs. I'm interested to see that could possibly work out. They'd probably need to pit lap 5 or 6 though in order to have enough time to catch back up. Even then, there's no guarantee they'd end up higher than they were where they started at the restart. But right now, they appear to be at least keeping up with Engie. Mannington fell further down the order. I believe he might have made another mistake, possibly caused by his first one. But what's interesting is so many people have made mistakes now that TJ, who made an earlier mistake and fell way down the order, is now back up into P5. And of course, because we don't know what the story is of Bacons and Mark Anthony, they could be falling back. We could see TJ make his way back into the podium even after such a massive mistake that meant he was no longer fighting for the win.
As you watch the chicane, the front few drivers are all hitting that sausage curb on the exit of the sling as Dust Thistle hits the wall on the exit. But in the second pack, you can see that they're all trying to avoid that sausage curb, which is quite interesting.
Whatever Mark Anthony was missing earlier this weekend, he appears to have gotten it back. He's caught up to Engie on fairly worn soft tires. Now he's right on the back of Engie. If Mark finishes the race here, then he will have done all he needs to keep his championship hopes alive. Because if as long as Engie wins this, Mark has to finish P2. If Mark can finish where he's at right now, he has a chance coming to the final round at Kelly. If we looked further down the order just a little bit, we can see Code Bacons seems to be starting to struggling on those worn soft tires now. And we can see Man Pifkin catching up to him. Wonder if we might see Bacons pit soon. Mark Anthony also starting to struggle, starting to fall back from Engie. Could we see them both Envision drivers pitting? Slight Morello and Gio into a tight fight for P6 currently. Also trying to catch up to TJ to try and take P5, which could turn into P3 if Bacons and Mark have to pit. Man 15 now right on the back of Bacons. Mark Anthony holding that gap to Engie, but he's not gaining anymore. Mian currently 2 seconds behind Gio. He believes to have more or less just accepted where he's going to be finishing. But let's focus back up on Bacons. Mark Anthony closed a little bit more space in the slipstream. If he can just hold on through here. If he can use that slipstream and just hold on to his current position, he has a chance. He has a chance at keeping that championship alive. The Bacons now locked in that battle with Man Pifting. Man 15, his teammate is, of course, Man 15's championship is basically over at this point, but his teammates is not. Man 15 can still help his teammate. Man 15 can push forward and take that spot away from Mark Anthony, which will guarantee Engie's championship.
Wait, so we already started because Young flipped, and now he's still left in the end.
Yeah.
Damn.
Man 15 now definitely far ahead of Bacons, and Mark Anthony falling back further and further. Gap between them is less than 2 seconds now, riding on board Man 15. That gap is steadily decreasing, of course, with 3.5 laps to go, or maybe 4.5 laps. 3.5. Um, we'll have to see. T-shirt boy now caught up to the back of its code bacons. Geo right there with him. I do wonder if we might see Dust Dizzle, who of course is on that hard compound, if he might be able to make a late resurgence. I believe TJ might have made a mistake causing him to fall further back from Bacons again. Now we see Man 15 a second and a half behind Mark Anthony. This is for the championship here for Endy. If Man 15 can catch Mark Anthony and pass, Endy wins the championship. As now we see a funny lap count.
Why did you say that?
Anyways, Man 15 still a second and a half behind Mark Anthony. T-Jerk and Geo still fighting over P5, which could turn into a fight over P4, as now they are just behind Bacons.
Wait, Light Marilla also disconnected. What?
Oh, so he did. So we see now both drivers who flipped disconnecting anyways, thereby making the restarts completely pointless.
Yippee.
Wonderful.
Now the
Oh,
last
Mark
person to
CC'd.
switch will be-
Mark corner cut. Mark corner cut. I'm sorry. I just looked at chat and I saw Hazard spamming Mark corner cut, and he has, and now
I will
he's
fire
right
him.
there, right with Man 15. This battle. This is all or nothing for Mark Anthony. He has to win this battle. He has to win it if he wants any hope of winning the Division 1 championship.
Wait, so how much did he? Jesus, he lost like 2 seconds or something.
Yeah, must have been a large corner cut.
But where did he corner cut though? Like last turn maybe? Where did he? Let me check.
Actually, I think Kuhan might have just made a good point. Do you remember where Mark Anthony finished in qualifying?
No.
I think Endy I think that even this might not be enough for Man 15, but we'll have to see. Because of course I do believe Andy was on pole.
I'm timing out Hazard. Spam.
I just saw all of Hazard's messages get deleted in the chat. Anyways, Mark Anthony has no. Oh, Mark Anthony quarter cuts in turn 2. Oh, that's it for
Damn.
Mark Anthony. That's it. That's it. He's just 2 seconds back. That's it.
Damn, this guy is fired, bro.
That's it. That's it. Andy.
Yo, fight for P4 between Geo Play Games and Cherk.
There is a good fight for P4 currently. You are right with that.
Yannington hanging on in the end, but I don't think he'll get back at it.
I don't know. He might be able to make up a place if this fight causes one of the drivers ahead of him to make a major mistake. As we see, I believe TJ makes a minor mistake, loses some time. He had a nice lead heading into the to the sling, but he lost it there with a minor mistake.
Does this or flipped? Let's restart, guys. As Cherk has lost the position to Play Games, and Mark is falling back even more. So,
I think
oh,
I
hope
think
he doesn't get caught by the rest, as he's less than a second, as he corner cuts again, as play
it's
games is
all
right on
it's
his
all
tail.
falling apart for Mark Anthony now. It's all falling apart for him.
Wow.
Those
Six
tires are
tenths.
dead. Oh, TJ into the wall. He might lose a spot to Gio thanks to that.
Oh, but play games? No, he won't get it. Mark will probably finish third. Yes. And play games got fourth.
And who will
Jack
win
gets
between TJ and Gio?
fifth.
TJ just beats out Gio by... I do believe that is just about the smallest margin you can beat somebody out by in FRL due to the...
You can beat someone by 0 or by 0.017 or by 0.033. Those are the slightest margins.
So that's a very tight margin there between TJ and Gio. Very tight margin between the two of them. Holy cow.
Well, that was the race, no? Yeah.
That was a race. That was certainly one of the races of all time.
Well, with that, I will mark my departure.
Yes. So
But first,
I do not want to get copyright striked. All right. Thank you for that, Karsten. So that concludes the Division 1 race for today. Thank you to everyone for watching. I do believe Endy has won the championship with this result. I do believe he has. And so, with that, but I do believe the fight for P2 is still on, with Man 15 outscoring Mark Anthony this race. So we'll have to see. But yeah, in the meantime, that's gonna be all. That'll be all. I apologize for my commentary. I have been awake for I don't even know how long. Yeah. Tune in to Division 2 West in I don't know how many hours, a few hours. Until then, this is Mac with FRL signing off.